Welcome to our weekly maritime vlog. I'm Corey Ransom with International Maritime Security Associates. Bennett, producer, director, editor, creator of all things great, running the show today. Mr. B, the dog, taking a nap on the floor today. Busy day so far for him. This week, we're going to talk about a unique organization that serves seafarers called the Apostleship of the Seas. On this vlog in the past, we've talked about different organizations that work with or help seafarers around the world. There's a number of great organizations that are local in some ports or national or even international that assist seafarers with a number of different needs. It's really cool to see over the last probably 100 years how these organizations have evolved. So today we thought we would highlight one of those organizations that we've not talked about in the past, an organization with a worldwide reach based in the United Kingdom called the Apostleship of the Seas, or known by its other name as Stella Maris. And I actually had to look this up. Stella Maris stands for Our Lady, Star of the Sea, and it's the name of which many seafarers also know the Apostleship of the Seas. So they know it by Stella Maris. And what that name means is it's an ancient title for Mary, the Mother of God, traditionally used by seafarers and others associated with the sea, just as seafarers in the past have, for navigation, depended on the stars. They trust in the protection and the guardianship of Our Lady Mary. So it's interesting how this organization started and where they got their name. The organization, the Apostleship of the Seas, actually started back in the 1920s in the UK to service seafarers who were coming in and out of UK ports. At that time, the United Kingdom had one of the largest fleets of ships delivering cargo around the world. So this organization was started to help and to facilitate the needs of seafarers as they came into port. And what's interesting in kind of the evolution of what we've seen in shipping since 1920 is at that time, when ships came into port, they would be in port sometimes for multiple days, weeks, or even months for the onload and offload of cargo. And the seafarers didn't necessarily really have great accommodations on board or a place to stay. So this organization started to provide hostels where the seafarers could stay, get respite, have entertainment while the ships were in port. And if you read the history about the organization, it's pretty cool that most of these hostels, they had chaplains who were part of it, but there are a number of local volunteers who were part of those hostels who actually came in to provide for the seafarers, whether it was food or water, potentially clothing, entertainment. So it was really neat to see how this organization was started in the UK to help seafarers while they were in port. Now, as we look at how our supply chain on the global perspective has changed, this organization has also evolved and changed. Seafarers typically are not in port for more than maybe a day or so, and in most cases, ships come in, offload cargo within a few hours, onload cargo, and the ships are back at sea. The longer that ships stay in port, just like the longer that an airplane is on the ground, it's costing money and they're not making money. So the supply chain is set up today that these ships move very quickly in and out of port. The containers or the bulk cargo or the liquid cargo is unloaded or offloaded very quickly, and the ships go back out to sea fairly rapidly. So we don't see ships in port like they were during this time for the amount of time that they were in port. So it's interesting to see how this has changed. Also with that, this organization has changed. Right now, there are, I believe, over 300 different chaplains who are part of this organization worldwide, working in over 220 ports in 59 different countries. We're going to put a link on this vlog to the Apostleship of the Seas so you can get more information. They're always looking for volunteers and donations. That's how the organization continues to move forward, is through the generous support of just people out there who want to help seafarers. They provide a number of services to the seafarers, whether it's help and counseling. They have different areas for respite where the seafarers have the opportunity to be able to get off the ships, to be able to make calls back to home, send emails to home, and a number of other services that they provide directly for the seafarers. Depending on how long the ship is in port, the seafarers have access to these services, but a lot of times if it's a quick turnaround, the seafarers usually are involved in the onloading or offloading of cargo or stores, or working through the logistics on board. So these organizations will also in some cases send people on board to be able to help the seafarers. And there's a number of organizations around the world that provide assistance to seafarers. One that I know really well is the Seafarers House in Port Everglades down in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. This organization is made up of a number of volunteers from the Port Everglades community that they do a lot for the ships that come into Fort Lauderdale. And we'll also have a link to the Seafarers House. So if you're interested to get involved and to be able to reach out to the international community, the Seafarers House in Fort Lauderdale, the Apostleship of the Seas, and there's other organizations that if you are in a port community or close to a port community and you want to get involved, this is a great way to reach out to these men and women who spend months of their life at sea moving cargo of goods that we use around the world. Hey, thanks for joining us today. We really appreciate all the viewers we have. We would love to hear input, feedback, and questions from you guys. We're going to be doing a questions episode coming up here very shortly. So submit your questions to us that you have about maritime, about me, about our company, the vlogs, or just anything, and we'll try to get through as many of those questions as we can. This question and answer episodes are always a lot of fun and we really enjoy it. So submit them through YouTube or through our social media links. Connect to us also through our social media, which is detailed in the banner above and also in the comments section below. Make sure you subscribe to our channel here if you like our videos so you get notified when we post new videos. And hit that like button for all the content that you enjoy so we know where to go with the channel. If you have any questions when it comes to maritime security, maritime risk management, or maritime regulatory compliance, don't hesitate to reach out to the experts here at IMSA because we're always happy to steer you in the right direction.